Today we'll talk small topics like say database stuffs and some of this logging and then decorators. Yeah.
The
Um,
decorators is a topic which is like they ask in the interviews, which is
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. So, any idea what do you mean by decorators?
Yeah, decorators are higher order functions which take function as an input and
Yeah.
return
Okay. Yeah.
function.
Okay. So we'll take that as a last topic. So we'll cover that database part first, and then we'll go to the decorators later. Okay.
Okay,
So
sure.
any idea why we need to use databases?
The databases are need in case we need to connect to the backend and retrieve some data which can be used for comparison or validation in a test
Yeah.
case. Or
Okay.
maybe for other purpose, but basically what data we are getting in the UI that
Mm,
needs to be compared with the data which is there in the backend. So we need
okay.
a connection like SQLite 3 or MongoDB.
Yeah. So see, one question here is like you have more options, right? You can go with the files also. So then that case, why do you think actually that database is good actually?
Yeah, because database it is secured. We can read the data, update the details, and
Yeah. So one is the
do.
database is very secured. Second one is the way the data are stored in a database. Now you can easily retrieve it actually without much complexity. So file supports only sequential access, but database supports random access and it will faster retrieve. Performance wise, it is better. And the data inside that, no, it is stored in a proper manner, in a proper structured manner. It will keep it, because when you are using a file, no, you can only access the data in the form of sequentially. Like say you have to traverse, right? Like right, during the file operations, this file pointer is moving. No, so you are moving sequentially. Only you have to go. For random access, it takes a lot of time. That's why we are going with databases. So some of the database, you have two types of database. One is uh, SQL, like a kind of like you have a structured query language. You have to pass a query, like it will table based. It will be there. Okay, so it is all you have structured already structured actually data. Then other is no SQL. Where is no, there is no structure actually where you are storing the data. In case of SQL, no structured kind of a thing, no, here where your columns and table, no, it's a fixed actually. Once you have created a table, you have to keep the same similar kind of data sets only there. How can I say was like once it is like architecturally it is fixed actually. You cannot modify until unless you delete the table. But in NoSQL, you can have a multiple records. You don't have to have a structure there. You can have it. You can pass an additional extra column also. You can pass it. So that is not possible in SQL. So that's the reason people are nowadays going with NoSQL kind of a database, like say MongoDB, Couchbase DB. Many are there. Okay, they are Cassandra is one more example. So all these things they are using it. So people also like say in e-commerce application and all, they're going with normal kind of a database also, that SQL kind of a database also they will use it. So the both has its own like say I can say pros and cons are there. Okay, so people with a high what I can say was that with a good response, no, at that time they will go with the NoSQL kind of a database. And people who wanted like say security, more secured, and so how can I say that they also wanted to, they have a fixed structure in their application. That time they will use it, this SQL kind of a database. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Any question actually, like why to use database? You got it right.
Yeah, yeah. And SQLite 3, this is a normal database,
It's
RDBMS.
a normal like it's a what I can say structured database basically,
Okay,
where columns and tables are fixed. You cannot modify it until unless you wanted to do it. No, you have to delete and create a new table with a new schema.
okay,
In case of like say NoSQL database, MongoDB, Cassandra, right? The structure you cannot, you can change it. Like say you wanted, you have an additional column in the new record. No, that time you can go with that. You can use it that way.
okay.
Okay, so here in the Python, SQLite 3 is a free version. Actually, you can use this SQLite 3 without any um, implement, like without any library support. You already inbuilt libraries available there. Okay, so I will open it in this one. Okay, so what I do is I'll create one directory, new directory, database operation. Okay, under that Python file db create. Okay, so here import SQLite 3 is there. No, it is already available in 2.7. So now we are having 3 version. No, 3.9 we are using currently. Okay, 3.8, 3.9 we are using. So here I am directly importing this. So this will help you in connecting to SQLite 3 database. Okay, now how to use this? Like say you say connection, create a connection like SQLite 3 dot connect. Usually these connect, cursor, all these methods are there. No, these are all common across most of the databases. So we only take the library. From there you have a connect method. So this is
Okay.
where going to create a database here. So today's date I'll create as 05/12/2020. Okay, I create this. Then I got a connection. So if the database is not there, it will create a database and it will give the connection to that. If database is already exists, it will to the existing database only it will connect. Connect basically means you know actually what basically you know, right? Like say if the file doesn't exist, it will create one file when you are doing a write operation. Similarly, like this here, when you don't have a database, it will create one. If the database is already there, it will give the connection to you. Now onwards, all the action you will do it with connection only. Connection, using connection you have something called a cursor object. This cursor is for your operations. Now you got a cursor here. Now from the cursor, what and all you can do is like say all the action like execute, all that you can do it here. Now when you say cursor means you have a handler to the database. Using that you are trying to do operation. Now you have, I'm creating a
Yeah, one
command.
question. One
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah.
One is connection.
Hmm.
So it is a connection object by which we connect to the database,
Yeah,
and the second is a cursor object
yeah,
by which we do all the operations.
yeah. Cursor is part of your connection. From the connection only you take a cursor.
Okay.
In order to get the cursor, you need to open the database. That is how you do it here, connection.
Okay.
Okay, so now this cursor is responsible for all your operations. Once you got a cursor, till you close the database, no, it is exist actually. Connection dot commit and then you say connection dot close. Till that you can use a cursor. Okay, so now this is what is the command. So now what is this? No, Python provides you the method to interact with the database. Now this is the form of command. You have to frame this command by yourself. Now
Okay.
here I'm telling create table employee, and then I'm having uh, staff number, first name, last name, gender, joining date. Okay, so all that is available here. Okay, now here also I'm telling it's an of type integer, varchar is string. Normal character is like say male or female, only one character I am taking. And here I'm having a primary key and secondary key, or what a origin key you write, you know, right? This is for creating a relation between multiple tables. You have something concept called RDBMS. You don't keep the data, all the data in a single table. You will create multiple tables and you establish a relationship between them actually by having primary key and origin key. Okay, so this is nothing specific to Python. You have to frame the command and then you have to tell cursor dot execute. This command will get executed on this
Okay.
database. So you are, what is the query? You are doing create table, you are doing it.
Okay. Okay.
Now after that, once again you are framing saying that I wanted to insert a record. Now the table got created. You are inserting it, inserting into employees. So this is the register, sorry, staff number, ID, employee ID, first name, last name, gender, and then date.
Okay.
So in one more, after that, once again I am saying execute this command. Now you are inserting one more record, and then you are saying execute. This is most of the time people what they do now, they will say and they will not call execute. Once you
Okay.
say execute, it will execute that command on the database. Until unless you commit it, it will not reflect in a database. You have to commit it after your operation. That time it will be exist permanently. You don't commit, that time it will not be there. Once you're done, you say connection dot close. I'll run this. You can see here inside that it will table will get created. See here the DB. Okay, so actually this is
Okay.
basically a database. So if you open that now, you will not be able to open, but I'm just trying to show you as a text. I'm trying to open. You see, this is how it will look like. It is saying that SQLite format, SQLite 3
Okay.
basically. Okay, so you will not be able to understand this because it's storing in some kind of a format,
Yeah,
which
but
is not in a
we,
human
we
readable
can
form.
correct. We can as we got connected to the DB, we can run a
Yeah,
select statement and get the details.
yeah, we can do it. So I'm
Okay.
writing it. I have one
Okay.
more program to read it, which I will do it. Any question here in the connection part and creating a table?
No, no, that is fine.
It's all providing you a methods. Okay, so you have to be comfortable with the query. What query you have to do it. Okay, so it is providing methods to connect to a database and execute the command. All that it will provide.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I have another function. So you do read. Here when I am reading, I'm have to make a same connection with the same thing. So I'm giving 05 12 2020. It is something like you if you don't give this, no, it will create a new DB actually. So but we are not interested in going to new DB. What I am trying to do is I am trying to open a database connection which is already exist. I'm taking the
Okay.
cursor and I'm calling a command. What is that command? Select star from employee.
Okay.
Okay, this
Okay.
is a select query. You are executing it, and then okay, these are all the some print statements. So as of now, you don't worry all this about that. So this is actually this cursor now is basically is a stream. So from the stream, you are going to read a one particular row. So you read row wise. Like say you are like right, in a file also you can read it through stream. No, so here also you are reading it through stream, and then you are printing that row, and then you are saying close. Here I'm not going to do any commit. The reason here is I have not done any operation. I have only done reading. You got the
Okay.
point, no?
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
haven't
got it.
done any changes here.
Okay,
See,
so
how
we
it
need
is.
to do like for row in val
Yeah,
means iterating through individuals.
yeah. For a row, and then cursor. Cursor is acting as a stream now. Stream means it's like a right, your for loop, using for loop, no, you can access the file also, right? So I'm reading one record at a time from the cursor, this cursor.
But we need to, because we have executed in line number 15 cursor dot execute and
uh,
SQL command. So
uh,
the entire details are is there in the val, and then we need to do for row in val.
oh, you are saying that, no? See here, I'll print what is val.
Okay.
Okay, also I'm printing cursor also. Okay, and so let's see. See, it will give you An
Okay.
object where you will not be able to read that. It is an object actually. So now you have executed this command and you have got a value. You will not be able to read from this basically.
Okay, both the val and the cursor are values, but one question in line number 19, we need to iterate through for row in val.
Yeah, both are same, right? You can see here
Okay,
na
both
days.
are, yeah,
Both
both
are
are
same.
same.
Both are
Both are
same.
same.
You are getting a cursor, new cursor. You got it. In this case, no, you can see right. SQLite 3 cursor. It's also cursor object only. It is a cursor only. Now that cursor only you are reading it. You can see
Okay.
right both the same, no? 057595A0.
Okay, yeah, it is
You
same
have
only.
executed and you have a cursor here. It's also a cursor object.
Okay,
Now you are
okay,
reading from this or this, both are become same. That's why I'm reading from cursor. If you want, we can read it from val.
okay, okay.
So it will list the same. Okay, 1 second. So here I have not done the commit. The reason here is okay. You got it, na?
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
This is about reading. Now I'll give some different value here and show you what will happen. I'm giving 6 where it will say no such table because 6 it has created a table, means database it has created. Then it is trying to go for a select star from employee in a new table, and in a new DB you don't have that table. That's why it is saying no such table, but it has created it. You got it right. What happened? If DB
Okay,
exists, it will open, otherwise it will create a new DB.
okay, okay. This is mentioning no such table in the
Yeah,
employee.
because in a new DB there is no table such as employee.
Okay,
Yeah, just a second, and then 1 second.
yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So now we'll go and see update. How do we do update? Okay. Okay, so now what I am trying to do is I have a table, but I wanted to do some modification there. Okay, for an example, when I read this, no, read DB, so I'll put it into the previous table only. I'm reading this. So if you come back here, no, update, what is there? No, we have to update a employee table where first name is set as Raju. Okay, you have to do it where last name is Bansal. Wherever there's a last name is Bansal, no, the first name you have to set as Raju. That is a query
Okay,
here, update query. Second one, here this is all same. You have to open a connection, you have to get the cursor, you have to frame the command, you have to pass it. All that is correct. Now update employee, set the first name as Sham where staff number is 11. Like say if the staff number is 11, you have to set the first name as Sham.
okay,
Okay, and then you have to commit because here you are modifying the table. Then close it. So now I'll run it. Since I'm not reading anything from the table, I'll go and run the read thing. So what was that? I have to change that whenever last name was Bansal, I have to change it to Raju. And wherever 11 was there, first name I have to set it to Sham. That is what is happened now.
okay. Only we need to change the SQL command like update statement.
Yeah, only that. Now you have only four things you have to remember here. What is that? Get a connection, get a cursor, frame the command, execute it. Then if you have modified it, do a commit.
Okay,
Otherwise,
okay,
close it. So what are all the operation you do normally? Create table, write into the table, read from the table, update the table. Only these things you will do, right?
correct, correct.
Yeah. So that is what all that is based on. All that creation, all that is based off your SQL command. What I do, my job is to execute it. Whatever you give, I will execute. So you have to remember this connection, cursor, execute, and then commit and close. 5 function only you have to know. Rest all is part of SQL only. That query you have to pass it. Simple. You take any let's say tomorrow you wanted to do with MongoDB. No, so they will also provide same thing, connection. All this only they will provide. All that they will only provide. So you don't have to worry about that actually. So you it is common across all the things. So that's why we are here. This is a connector. It provides you a connection to the database, and it will provide you methods where you have to pass your command. Today we are doing SQLite 3. Tomorrow you wanted some MongoDB, then you have to install that package and then you have to use it. This is about update.
Okay.
Then what I have, read, update. Yeah. So that's what. See here what I did. Creation I did. Then delete all this whatever read, update, all that I have done. So if you want to do it, you have to once again do a whatever the operation you want to do, you will do it only with these things. Now it's your choice. Based on your application, you can do it. If you are part of our notebook application, no, you wanted to store the data in a database, no, then that time you can use these things.
Okay.
So this is about database, and then I have one more small topic. Um, so logging we haven't discussed. So we will see how to do logging in Python. Okay. So here, so Python. Okay. Before that, any idea what do you mean by logging?
And logging is basically like whatever messages we want to print on the console, or whether in the debug mode or in the information mode, that we can have it in Python script so that it is easier to debug.
Yeah. So what happens, right? When you deploy over the application, no, sometimes in the field, no, there are you are trying to log some of the messages. Okay, that is useful in case later if something goes wrong. By looking at these messages, you can do some kind of a debugging. Okay, so it comes with 5 different level. Okay, in most of the languages, different levels are there, but in Python, we have 5 different levels of logging. So what is that? So first one will come with debug. Okay, so when you will use debug, so debug basically is it's a detailed information typically of interest only when diagnosing a problem. It's a very detailed information you will have it actually here. Okay, so it is just a message you are going to add actually in the application saying that things are going fine. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Then information. Okay, it's a one more level upper from this actually. Like say it's a debug is a very low level message, and compared to that, info is actually little higher in the level. Okay, so it tells confirmation that things are working as expected. It is okay. You are saying that okay, you are doing some addition. It will check actually, and it will say okay, what you are expecting, it is happening. It will give that. Now
Okay.
we will go one level up, and then we will have warning as a message. It says that some indication that something is expected to happen. The thing is that in the coming future or in the coming days, something is going to happen. For that, you are getting a warning. It could be, for example, you have 100 GB of memory, already have used 80 GB of things, so it may going to that memory may going to be full in another week or so. So you are putting a warning. So after once it be reaches to 100, no, that time that system may go for a corruption, or you will not be able to use the system properly. For that, it is saying that some indication. When you say warning, you cannot ignore it, but you have to take some necessary action. But for time being, you don't have any problem in running the application. That's why an indication that something unexpected happened, or indicative of some problem in the near future. For an example, display slow.
Okay.
Okay, so you have deployed an application on an embedded device. Okay, now, okay, for example, simple, you consider actually in your camera, you are using that whatever photos, no, in the gallery, too many space you have consumed. But as and when you trying to take a photo, no, so it will tell disk space is low, disk space is low. Okay, but you are able to take the photo, but it is saying some memory is low. Okay, so that is what it is saying, warning. So what you have to do, either you may have to delete some of the photos, or else you may have to have a external card memory chip you have to add. All that is left to you, but it's an indication. So tomorrow onwards, sometimes in the near future, you may not be able to use a camera, you cannot able to take a photo also. So that is a warning actually. So it is considering warning is actually one level higher than info. Now after that, error. Due to some more serious problem, the software has not able to perform some functionality. For an example, in the camera, no, because of the memory only, consider the same example of memory. So you are not able to use camera option, camera functionality, but all other functions are working fine. For example, you can make a call, all that you can do it. But memory is full, you didn't take care. Whenever I'm saying that there's a warning, you didn't take care, you didn't consider that. That's why it is showing now error. So for some reason you are saying error. Now as and when you start a camera, no, it will show error, not able to do anything. Okay, but your phone is working fine. You don't have any problem with using WhatsApp or all that. You don't have any problem. Now one more thing is critical. A serious problem has occurred, indicating that the program itself may not be unable to use, or you cannot run it continuously, or it cannot run continuous. It cannot continue running. So it's one more level upper than your error, where the entire phone you cannot use it. WhatsApp also no memory for anything. For anything you don't have any memory. That's why it is critical. Now this time your entire mobile has gone for a toss. Okay. So this is an example I am giving. So when user is choosing, no, when he wants to log any message, he can choose any of these 5 level.
Okay. Okay.
So he is like debug, info, warning, error, critical, all that he can choose and he can add a message. Now,
Okay.
when you are deploying this application, that time you select which one you wanted to use. Like say, I wanted to use, I'll set as a warning, no? That time, all the messages with warning, error and critical, or else what I can say, the messages which are having level same equal to warning or greater than warning will be added to log. You got the point? Or else I'll explain. Like
No,
say,
no. This is fine. This is the different log levels, so it is
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you was, now you go to the, okay, I have one sample thing is there which I will share you. Sample code, sample, or else I think it is another one. I think, yeah, sample. Now, when you are using a logging, you have to import a logging module where it will provide you some methods about logging. Like say, logging basic configuration. You are trying to configure it. Okay, the log message. So this is the format of your log message. So you are saying, this is my format. So what and all information you want? You wanted time, log, level name, which level it is. Then what is the file name? Means in from which file it has come, which function it has come, which line number that error message has come or log message has come. And this is the file name. You are going to store the all the messages in this file. And currently by default you have set it to debug. Okay, now you are keep on adding messages like debug, info, warning, error, critical, all that you will add it. Based on your usage, you will add these messages. Okay, now I'll set it as warning time being. And okay, I will run it once, and this is a one function. Inside that function also I have a something called debug messages there. And I'm executing that sample function. Okay, so I am not doing anything basically, just sample thing. Now you can see the mylog file got created. Now if you see right here, I have this format is coming because
This is the debug information.
of this.
This is the debug
Yeah,
information.
this is a this is a log information for debugging. Now you have set the format here, no? That how you what is the format you wanted the log message, time, log, level name, all that, right? That is the data here coming, time, log level, and message, and from which file, which function, and from what line number it has come. If you go and see line number 9 in the sample, you can see here line number 9. So this message has come.
Okay, so the first thing we give is in the format is the time.
Yeah.
Format is equals to time.
Yeah, correct. Format is equal to not only time, you have so many other things also. Everything is there here.
Yeah. So it will start with time. That's what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Now you can change it, interchange, whichever you want, you can interchange. These are all the
Okay.
macro I'm using, ASCII time, all that is a macro we are using. It knows actually what it has to print. You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Now you are setting it to warning. That's why the messages which has warning, error, and critical only printing. Why? You understood? No, this is how it is actually. You are,
Okay, so line number 5 till 11 is mandatory. Line number 5 is the basic configuration,
yeah,
and
you
line
will
number.
configure it. You configured it, and you are setting the level for what level of information you want. If you set it as debug, no, very high detailed information will come. If you set it to warning, the warning, error, and critical will come. The level which you have selected and upper level messages only will come.
Okay, okay.
For an example, you set it as debug. Now all other messages are higher than this debug. No, everything will come. But there is a problem that debug message, you will add lot of debug messages in your program. You will have very high detailed messages, you will have it, but it will also have a memory issue. As and when your application runs continuously, it will consume so much space for your log messages only. So that time you have to be careful. Now I'll set it to debug. Same application I'll run. I'll set it as debug here, and I'll run it with setting the flag as debug here. Let's see what happens. Okay. So you got it as a one more debug. See here, you will have more information in this. Here you got debug and info also is coming. But in the normal, whenever I select as a warning, now you have got only warning, error, and critical messages have come. Can you make a difference between these two? Same application only, but the
Yeah, yeah,
configuration was changed.
yeah. So warning will have less number of lines, and if we
Yeah.
put it for
So
debug, it
now
will
when you are,
contain all.
yeah, now when you select it as a debug, no, you will have more information. It's a detailed level of logging. Usually people do debug only when they need the information from the application. Otherwise, they will set it as warning only. So I wanted warning information in my application. For example, I'll come here. I'm only interested in warning here. The reason here is if I get too much message here, no, if I get too much message, that time it will become difficult for me to store it because the application is running continuously, no. So that's why they will by set it to by default as a warning, so that you get messages as warning and then error and then critical message only you get. Now you come
Okay.
back to here, warning, like say now I'll set it to only critical. Here I say critical. Okay, now you see here critical has come. Can you tell me what message will come in that? Which line number will come there?
Yeah, so it is critical. It will go to line number 11.
11 only will come.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever we set it up in basic config,
Yeah,
it will go to that only.
yeah. Now that's what here. Log, right? Logging here. Sample log one. Now if you set to debug, everything will come. If you set to info, warning, error, and critical will come. Now warning, if you set, you will have warning, error, and critical. Since when you set it as critical, now only critical has come because all other message information are of lower level actually compared to critical. That's why nothing has come, only critical message has come.
Yeah, so it is always good to put it as warning and critical. In case we put
Yeah,
debug, okay, this is the order basically.
yeah. What
Like
I'm trying
debug
to tell you, you
inform.
have multiple
Yeah, yeah.
levels of log you can do it. You will add all the messages in your application. Okay, as and when you write your application, now you will add debug also, you will add info also, you will add warning messages also, you will add error also, you will add critical also, will add. But when you are choosing what type of message you want, no, that time you will set it to warning by default. The reason here is you are looking only for these informations, these three only. Once you set as warning, no, you will get error and critical because it's a higher than the warning level. You will not
Okay,
set it to debug. The reason here is it will accumulate so much space because all these five things will come. Not only will debug, info also will come, warning also will come, error also will come, critical also will come. And debug you would have added alternatively, you would have added in a line, no, at least you will have in 1,000 lines of code, you might have added 300 lines of debug message you would have added because it's a detailed information.
okay, okay.
You're able to understand, right?
Yeah, yeah, because in the line number 14 also, we
Hmm.
have written one message. Sorry,
Ha.
we have written one function
Hmm.
and we are having the debug messages. So in
Yeah.
case we go for debug messages, there will be like thousands of lines with that.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
is,
Everywhere for every function, I will have debug message, and everything will come, which will be too much because you are storing it in a hard disk or wherever, right? It is consuming lot of memory. Think like your mobile. No, you will use it for like say for example 3 years, 4 years. You will use it, and for everything operation, it is trying to log a message, no debug message. Then it will become problem because your memory is also a constraint. You will have some 64 GB memory or whatever, no 32 GB memory, right? It will consume so much memory. That's why they will not log all that. They will only log error messages. If something goes wrong, they will only do error message. That way they will decide it. If you set it to error, error and critical will come. That's all.
okay, okay.
So this is one thing. So usually what happens when you are deploying your application, you will by default set it to warning and you will release the application. For an example, some customer has some issues, right? That time this option, no, they can make it as a configurable one. You can read it from some configuration and then they can change it to a debug mode. Then after that, if you want more information from that, no, like then they can fetch all that. For an example, if our application is continuously having some issue, that time alone they will set it to debug and then they will run the application. They will capture all the log, then they will set it to a warning level. Then they will go ahead with that so that you are
Okay.
able to debug that in a detailed way. So as and when you want it, you can set the log information. But in an application, you should have all these 5 different levels of information. You should have it. You should have enabled it when you're writing a application, because at a runtime you cannot add these messages.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
now I'll go to the this example here, debug. See here, you have set the time. Why time is required? Because you wanted to know what time this problem has occurred. Okay, let's say you are running an application where between some functionality it is consuming too much time, means you can understand, okay, there is some problem in that. So that's why they are having time. In my case, it is like it is changing in a microseconds. Okay, changing at very low pace. It's all that same. Now here
Okay.
you are setting a level. From the term you will come to know what is the criticality of this message. If you say warning, you will see what is this message. Now also in your application you may have n number of files you can have. Now it will tell you, okay, there's a problem in this file. You will go to that file. Then this function, since this is it is showing as module because you are not writing inside a function. There's a one function here, there's a one debug here, no, there you can see that function name is sample fun. So we will be able to get from which file which function and from which line number, all that you will be able to get. Sample here, sample log. Okay, here. So we'll come to know from which file, because your application will not consist only of one file. You will have maybe n number of files can be there. So you will come to know from which file there is a problem. Okay, then which function. Okay, this sample function, which line. Okay, 15th line. All that you will be able to get the information. So all are enabled in your configuration. So this is very important one. If you don't set it, no, it will have a default format where time and log level will not be printed. Only that message only will be printed. So that's why you have to format all these things so that you will have maximum data for debugging. So
Okay.
yeah, by default, usually we set it as a warning, and this could be a configuration parameter. Okay, through some external way, you have to pass this. By default, they will have it as a warning. So if you pass it, then whatever you have passed, no, that will be taken. Say tomorrow you wanted to set it as debug and debug some of the application, you can set this one. Yeah. Any question? These
Yeah.
are very
This.
small topics actually. So at a high level, what you have to understand is what is the use? How can I use these things? For writing when you are writing a small application, you may not be required, but when you are writing a large scale application and then when you wanted to debug from the customer machine, right, that time you cannot go and sit along with them because you don't know what time problem will occur. So you enable the log and you deploy it, and then when there is a problem occur, you ask for them to get this kind of a log. Usually what the people will do, no, these logs, right, they would have enabled it through some port, okay, so that they will automatically can pull these things. It will store it in a file, automatically after like say every month or every say 6 months once, they'll try to pull the data from this devices, so that they can do a better manageability. Because your application, you don't know, right, what kind of input usually customer will give, all the your user will give, right? So based on that, you can improve your product. Yeah. So I think for logging only this much is there. Very
Okay.
at a high level I'm talking, because very less use cases there here.
Okay, sure. I think this is fine. Again, if we use it in our code or program, I will be able to understand.
Yeah.
So this should be fine.
Yeah. So let's come back to our last topic of this one. So decorator. So as you mentioned, decorators are actually a wrapper function. So the simple stuff you have to understand, it's a wrapper around some function. So the format of it is, it takes some kind of an argument, some function it will take as an argument, and also it will return a function. So basically it is called as a higher order function. So when I say higher order function, basically means usually it will take some function as an argument, another function it will take as an argument, also return, also will it will return another function. It takes one function, return another function. That is called decorator. Okay. So decorator, at a high level, if you want to understand, no, you have to think like such a way that you have a function. Okay, you wanted to do some additional job on that. Okay, but you don't want to change the functionality of that. So what you can do is, you can enable that by making by writing decorator functions. So how to do that, I will tell you. Simple example I wanted to tell you was this cascaded style sheet. You remember, you know, right, cascaded style sheet? You, when you
Mm.
are doing the selenium and all, right, you would have come across this selenium, sorry, this cascaded style sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what is the principle of cascaded style sheet? You select a theme, that theme will be applicable for all the pages. Correct, no? So that is the principle. Decorator also same thing. When you select a specific decorator, no, that theme will be applicable to that function. That way we are going to do it. So it is actually nothing to do with your data, but it is trying to the functionality is something like, you are trying to make some extra changes on the onto the function. So when I write a function, you will understand. So let me write some decorator functions. This is how a decorator will work actually. So this is the actual decorator. We will see how it will work. Maybe I'll write this function and I'll tell you. Maybe it is good to write a program and then explain. So write a file, sample decorator. So I write a function, or I can say my function. Okay, so this is my function and this is my decorator. I'll show you how it works. Then we can talk actually about that. Okay, so this is the function. So I'll execute this function without any decorator. So when I run this function, no, this is the output. Okay, now we have written two decorators. What is this decorator? I haven't discussed with you. I just told actually like a decorator means a wrapper. Now what I'll do, no, I'll enable one decorator. So you can write n number of decorators. I'm enabling one decorator by using annotation here. Okay, at the rate annotation I'm using, and I'm saying that decorator one. So what happens? You see the output now. Is it not look like decorated?
Okay.
Functionality has changed something, right? I haven't done any changes to your main function. What I did, I have selected a different one theme actually. That theme has come here. Now I'll select another one. See, once again, it has changed. Functionality has changed. Now we'll come back to the definition. Decorators are functions, function wrappers, or simply function. Okay, function wrapper. Okay, what do you mean by function wrapper? You have a function, you are writing a wrapper on top of that, but you are not modifying the core functionality. Written like this. So what it does do, taking function as an argument. It takes one function as an argument, and also it returns a function. This is the function it will return. That is called a decorator. Now what you have done, this is some data. Okay, like say think of a cascaded shell sheet. You are trying to print something on a your web page. Okay, this is the data. Now you have to select a theme. Now once you select this theme, now this is one theme, this is another theme. All this theme I have implemented using decorators. Once you select this theme, that theme will be applicable. Now you have n number of functions. All the theme, once you select that theme, no, you can apply to all that. Now that theme is applied. Now once you select this one, that will be applicable, and you are writing a wrapper. Your core functionality has not changed. That is the first thing. Then coming back here, so you will enable the decorator by giving annotation symbol here. Okay. Now what happens when you call this decorator one? No, it will try to look for this function, whether this function is defined or not. So if that function is there, it will go to this function, and it is trying to take one argument. What is that? That is the caller from where I'm coming. Okay, what is the caller? That is this my function. It has to know from where I came from. So it is taking that. Now internally you are declaring one more wrapper. This one function actually you can name it anything. It can be ABCD also, it's fine. You are doing one option, you are doing some stuff here. That function, it will be an internal function to this guy. Now you return this function back to the caller or whoever calls this. Now you will do it. In our case, for this decorator, the caller is the interpreter. You are returning back the wrapper function to the interpreter, so that interpreter will take care of executing that. So already you have taken one function as a call. You have taken, no, that function you will execute here. Basically, your my function, whatever is there, no, it will get executed here. So you are giving this wrapper to the caller. You are just defining it. You will not execute. You are just giving a function object to the interpreter. So interpreter will take actually do it as a package, and it will execute. So you are giving this complete package to the interpreter. He will execute these two lines first. Then this function will get executed, and this also will get executed as part of that. So what you do? You call the any function, it will come and check whether I am having any decorator. If the decorator is there, it will call this function, and also it will have an argument. That argument is for to track it actually from where you have come, which function is decorated. Okay, that function. It is just a variable name where you are storing the function object. And inside the decorator,
Yeah,
you
one
will,
question. Yeah,
yeah,
one question. We are passing the print statement to the same function. So my function is the like under my decorator we are having my function which we are passing to the decorator function
we
in
are not
line.
passing. That is a job of the interpreter. He will do it. You are not doing anything.
Okay, okay.
You
We
are
are not
just using the utility, that feature you are using.
okay. So whatever is like under line number
Whatever the
20.
function you decorate, no,
Okay.
you enable a decorator for any function. No, that function will be considered as an argument here. So that you have to
Okay.
execute that function here.
Okay.
It's
We are
just a
just
name.
okay. We are just enabling the decorator in line number
Yeah.
20.
So here you have the framework ready. You are giving all the functionality to that. You are just enabling it. You are
Okay.
not
And
doing
then
anything in your function. It is your function and you
yeah,
enable it this way.
but we are passing my function to the decorator function.
You are passing. Yeah. Here
Yeah.
you are
In line
receiving as an argument.
correct. So in line number 21, we are
Hmm.
passing my function as an argument to the decorator function, which is in line number 11.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. You are you are basically you do it. Okay. So the passing will be done by the interpreter.
Okay, the passing will be done by the interpreter.
When you want to enable a decorator, you have to write a decorator like this. This is the standard schema for writing a decorator.
Okay,
So
as an user, we are not passing it.
we are not passing it. We are just doing this
Okay,
enablement. It
okay,
will call the decorator only with the function whatever supposed to execute.
okay, okay.
Okay, so who will take the responsibility? That interpreter will take the responsibility. Whenever it sees it's decorated, it sees that.
And again, like in line number 18, we are
Ah,
returning the wrapper to the
wrapper,
caller,
internal
which
function, yeah.
yeah, which is being done by interpreter only.
Yeah, well, he will execute that. Interpreter will get executed. He will call that wrapper function. As part of that, complete things will get executed.
Okay, okay. Yeah, but one question while writing the decorator, we need to write the wrapper uh, by the user only
Yeah, yeah. It
because
is that it is your job of doing that. So you have to make sure what is the need for your decoration. What is that you are trying to do.
okay, okay.
I'll write one more example. I'll give you.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a basic example of decorator. Can
Yeah,
we write an example in which it is
yeah, yeah. You now you understood,
complex?
no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I understood the concept, but we can have multiple decorators with little complexity.
yeah.
So that,
Complexity. I'll write that now.
okay.
I'll do that. You got it right. The concept you understood, no?
Yeah, yeah, concept I understood. We are
Ah.
decorating it with the star and the special characters,
Yeah, now
but
in this case, I'm just doing some decoration. It is not doing any useful thing, but I'm showing that there's a wrapper without my basic functionality changed. So that you are changing the theme actually, how you are presenting your output has changed without changing the basic functionality. Now tomorrow you found actually this logic, this is very old fashioned. You got it right. You had a initially black and white TV, then you got color TV, now you got a LCD, then
correct,
you are
correct.
moving to LED, right? So that
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
no, you found actually this decoration is this is nothing. You do something fancy, you can do it. That also you can do it by writing another decorator. This is with respect to UI I am talking. Actual functionality I'll come.
Okay,
Any
no,
question in the
yeah,
functionality?
and all, yeah, functionality is fine, and also we can use multiple decorator.
Yeah,
The
yeah, you can
same,
write.
yeah, the same function like line number 21, we can decorate it with multiple decorators. Like we can write at the rate my decorator one, at the rate my decorator two. We can do that.
This one, right? I have not tried, but
N-
even
No,
I
no,
found, yeah, it is not
y-
possible for me. Looks like okay, it doesn't look
no,
like
no.
it.
I think it is no, no. In the next line,
Oh, you are saying this way.
yeah, this next line, it will work.
Okay,
It
I
will
have not
decorate.
tried this. Yeah, I haven't tried, but yeah, I haven't tried this. Yeah,
Yeah, so it will work in
Yeah,
the same way.
yeah.
Like
So
two
you can do it.
star,
Yeah,
two
correct.
dollar, and then the function. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can decorate it with multiple
yeah.
decorators.
You can do that. All that. This one is new to me. Even I have not tried this. Yeah.
No, it is an interview question.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It is okay. Possible.
Okay. So
So
similarly,
now,
we can use it with multiple decorators. The
right.
same
Yeah.
function we can decorate with
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want, you can do it. You choose one. You choose more two. You can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you functionality you understood. No, what is
Yeah, yeah,
happening?
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
understood.
I'll go to the real world stuffs actually. Okay. So yeah, one more example I'll write.
Now we can use something and X so that it will print it for the loop will execute for 10
Yeah.
times.
Okay. So here also I do something in the for loop. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now here I have two functions. Okay. So my job is actually somehow during my executing my application. No, I found these functions is taking too much time. It is just a writing something and printing some. Okay. Okay. Here I have to fd dot close. Okay. It is just writing something onto the file and printing something on the console. We have to do it, but we don't know how much time these two functions are taking.
Okay.
So individually I have to check how to. So individually I have to check actually how much time these functions will take. How do I do it? Normally, what is the way?
Yeah, we can have like initial time, end
Initial
time, like
time. So how do
start
you do it now? Like
import time,
yeah,
and
import
then
that I have, date time I have. But one way is that you have to do it inside this only, no?
yeah, start time, end time, and the
You have to do
difference.
it. So that way, if you have hundreds of functions, no, for everything you have to check that how much time it will take. Then that piece of code you have to write it everywhere. Agree? When you want to calculate it for right date also, that time also you have to implement here start,
Okay,
end, whatever.
okay,
Here also you have to
okay.
do. Here also
Yeah,
you have to do.
I got it. So we will decorate it with that.
Yeah. Now you got the point, na?
Yeah.
Now I'll
This
write.
is this is like we want to add some additional functionality
Yeah.
to both the
uh,
functions. So
Yeah.
we'll write it a decorator function and decorate it with the time
Yeah. Now
difference.
in this case, your core functionality will not change.
Okay.
What is that total time?
Yeah, get total time.
Correct, na? Get total time. Now in this case, function. This function is the whichever function you pass, it will come here. Now I'll write def my function. Anything you can give here. My fun.
Okay, but we can write wrapper also, na? We can
Anything is
write.
fine. Anything
Okay,
is. So
anything is
I
fine.
don't want to
Okay.
bias you saying that it has to be wrapper only. You got my point, no?
Yeah, I got it. And then we write the logic in this.
Yeah, here we write, we'll do that logic here. What is the logic? Start is equal to,
Date time
yeah,
dot
date
now
time
date time
dot
dot now.
term dot date time dot now.
Yeah.
Okay, and the end is
Yeah,
same thing.
in between we will call the function.
Yeah, we'll call that function whatever we got it.
Yeah.
Func, this is done. Okay, now here I'll do print. What is that I'll do? Total take time taken by fun equal to and minus start. Okay, now I do return this function.
No, we need
It's
to use
func, yeah,
func.
func,
Yeah.
yeah,
Total time taken by func
yeah.
as a function, or
It's that it will tell that what is the function name.
okay, this is the name of the function.
Yeah, it is a variable. No, now it will print it. What is the function? We'll see if there is any errors. You got it right?
Yeah, I got it. But one question in line number 9,
Yeah.
we need to total time taken by the name of the function. Okay.
Let it finish actually. We'll see. Now I have not decorated. Now I am not able to get the data. Okay, it is finished. Now I have to calculate for this. So what I'll do, I'll write at the rate. So you have get total time. Do this. Then here at the rate, get total time. For both I will check.
Okay, at the rate
Let's
get
see what
total time.
happens. Okay, print something. Syntax error. Line number 20. Some problem. What is that? Print something. Print something. Syntax error. Decorator example. Line number 28. There is a problem.
No, it is like we need to give in 27. It is a problem. Get total time in bracket.
No, bracket is not required. I haven't given the bracket. Oh, at the rate I have to give. Huh?
At the rate, sorry.
Is there?
It is there. So calling the both the functions.
So I'll remove this. Here also no problem. Here also no problem. What is this? Get total time. What is happening? Here I'll remove. It will work. This looks like the problem. Why? At the rate. Get total time. Invalid syntax. Print something.
Now we need to pass function as an argument. That we have not done.
No, no. Oh, wait, no. Here you have passed, no? Get total time.
Yeah, we passed, but while calling it, we are not passing.
Don't have to pass it. It is
Okay,
internally, it will do it. It will take
internally.
this and do it. So here, one second, sample decorator is all correct. Let's see. I'm seeing this one will copy here. Here I'll copy this and then I'll give decorator. That time also it is saying some problem. Yeah.
Line number 38.
38 is this one.
Function.
Why this problem? What is this? Invalid syntax, line number 38. 37, 38. What is the problem? Should I need to give wrapper? Not necessary. It is not required. Def, then you have it. Okay, I'll remove this one. Control X. Run. Then also we have problem.
Line number 32.
Yeah, I means yeah, correct. Line number 32. Now also we have problem. What is this? Why? Okay, let me do one thing.
No, we need to do exactly like after at the rate my decorator, we need to write the function. So def my function, it should be just below that. So we can try that. Vinay. Just
What
copy
is that?
line number 52. Just copy the line number 52. Come down.
And after adding this, no, I am getting an error. See here. See, that is
No,
also
no,
coming some problem. I think. Yeah.
no. We need to take the decorator name and put it before the function. Function definition. Yeah, before this only we need to put it.
Sorry, come again. What I have to copy?
Yeah, you can come to the bottom
Okay.
and copy the name of the decorator, which is and put it just before the function name. Or instead of print something where we are calling in line number 39,
Huh.
put the definition of the function. Put the definition of the function there.
Immediately you are saying.
Yeah, just below the decorator, we need to put the definition of the function.
This one you are talking.
Yeah, just copy this block, Control X, and put it there.
How it will help?
Line number 40. No, just line number 40. Remove the calling of the function.
Calling this one.
Yeah, this one. Line number
Okay.
40. And then paste
Control
it.
X.
And paste it.
Paste where?
Paste here only. Definition only. No. The definition of,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. What I sorry. My problem is my problem. Okay, I think. Oh, sir, correct only. No.
No, under the just the decorator, we mentioned the definition of the function. You can see.
No, both are look same only, right? And then
And then yeah, it looks same, but I thought that let's try that also.
what is that? I didn't get like
Yeah, I once we define the decorator, just below that we need to have the definition of the function and then call the function.
it's almost same only now. See, this is the decorator and this is the function actually. Okay,
Correct.
write
And
data.
if you come down, if you come little down,
Okay,
come down,
yeah.
below that, instead of print something, we need to mention the definition of print something and then call it.
No, no, we'll not give the decorator to the definition. We'll give it to the this one. Oh, def.
Yeah, yeah, this. See this
Oh,
one.
my. Okay, okay, yeah. It's correct. It's my fault. Okay, correct. Yeah, not here. It has to be in the this one. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Small
So that it,
confusion. Yeah.
yeah,
Got it. Got it.
that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is a
Got it.
that is a syntax basically.
Correct. Yeah, I mistaken that. Yeah. So now this get this one. I have to put it here. It's my fault. Yeah, I just confused here. So I
Yeah,
have to do it here. Yeah, correct.
and
Here,
then we can call it.
here. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, there we need to give this
Yeah, correct.
at
It's a
both the
syntax.
places.
Yeah,
It is a
correct.
syntax.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mistaken that. Yeah. Okay, now see, I'm not changing any functionality, but now you see here, no, it will execute normally. Okay, so let's see what is that the total time taken. Okay, can only concatenate str. Okay, it is saying it is a function.
No, this is something a problem with the how we have done it in the
Yeah,
function.
that is okay. Yeah, that I can change it now. Here I'll make it as str. Let's see what is the output it will come. Since I'm doing that plus, right, that is the problem. I should have given comma. If it is not working, will do that. Yeah,
No, this should work because we are
yeah.
converting. That's what I
So
was mentioning. We cannot directly call the function name.
okay. So I should have given that comma. That would have worked. Okay, for total time taken for the print something is this much, 10 seconds, then some microseconds, and for write data, it has taken only 5 seconds. So now what you have done, you have written a wrapper here. This is not part of your core functionality, but core functionality you have decorated saying that you are trying to do something additionally along with the functionality. Now
Okay.
these things, no, you don't have to do every time. You start and all that, you don't have to do it. Whatever the function you do it, you can just call this decorator and figure
Okay.
it out how much time it will take. Yeah, so this is the actual decorator use case. So now I have given a one example. You can think something similar actually. So you will don't have to include everything. You just think actually if you have wanted to achieve as a wrapper, no, you can use a decorator. So most of the time these decorators are used in automation testing actually. Say suppose you
Okay.
wanted to, let's say you have 100 test cases and you wanted to skip some of them. Then you'll call at the rate skip you can have actually in the unit test you have that skip is there. So that time it will say it is skipped. So that time
Okay.
you don't have to comment or you don't have to do anything. There also you can add a documentation actually why you are skipping this additional thing actually, why you wanted to skip these things.
Okay.
All that you can do.
Now we have also got a PyTest framework
Yeah,
in
PyTest
which.
framework you have it. The decorator is there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, no, this is fine.
So I think this decorators are used many places. In UI and all, they will use as a theme. They will do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. We use like at the rate static class, at the rate
Yeah.
abstract class.
Yeah.
So can you please little bit explain that so that I can read it and then because that is also like I read it through, but if you can explain the concepts, that will be fine. I can go through more details.
What you wanted to explain actually? What do you want?
At the rate static method, at the rate class method, and at the rate abstract method. There are three of the
Okay, see
decorator.
this, you are talking in terms of classes, right?
Yeah, classes or method. Anything you can cover and then I'll read.
Yeah, one thing is that when we are talking about this classes, right? I'll tell you that class attributes and other stuff. No, this is one thing. Here, okay, so this is one and now when you say this is a class method, right? Okay, so it is okay. Now when I say class method, normally when you have on the other functions, right, where you are, it's all your um, methods belongs to the object basically. Okay, now this is an class method where you are accessing the static functionality. This is count is a static one because I have declared here. It is not belongs to object. This is belongs to your class. Now when you
Okay.
say class, right, so class means a static or a class methods. No, all this, right, it is all sharing the common information across all the objects. Static is also same functionality. When you are wanted to share some information across all the objects belongs to the same class, right, that time you will make it as a static. That's why I have declared it here. It is not attached to self. When you are attaching, no, it will become a variable attached to the object. Now here I am attaching it to the class. That's why you are having class here, class dot count. So
Okay.
what I am
Okay.
trying to do here is when you say this class, na, where is that get person count, right? So what I'll do here is print, then you'll say person dot get person count.
Okay. So we are using the class name
Class name, yes.
to access the same function.
Yeah. See after P3 you are using this. You got the point, right? Get
Yeah.
person count is it's become a class method. You are telling it actually it's a class method. So that you don't have to have a object instance actually. You can use it with a class name. Class name. That time it understands actually I am getting as a class method actually. It's a class method. It is nothing attached to the object.
Okay.
So but here I am not calling because it's all attached to the your object.
Okay. And we have also got static method.
Yeah,
So
but it's all same only. Class method, static method is all same actually. You can have the static here.
okay, both are same. Only in
Yeah,
a
it's all
static.
same. Yeah, both are same. Static method, class method, right? It's all same actually. It is static means when something you are sharing across the all the objects, right? That time you are using a static method. If you are familiar with C, right? Or sorry, C++, the static, right? So why you wanted to have a okay in Java also you think, right? You are when you are declaring a void main, no, or your main function, you are declaring it as static. What is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reason?
Because we that method will have only one copy, and it cannot be changed.
No, no, not because of that. The reason here is so all the static methods you can call without creating a object.
Okay, without creating the object.
All other methods, now you have to call only when the object is there.
Okay, but in class method and static method, we can access them without creating the
We
object.
can just call them without creating an object. So when you call main, no, you are not creating any object, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah. And
All this
abstract method is also there. Um,
abstract method, even I am not familiar, but I can check actually what is this abstract method. I have not used it. Okay, let me check that abstract method.
okay, we use it in Python as such because class method and static method is very common.
Yeah,
Uh,
abstract method I am not abstract method I have not used, but I can check along with that. Abstract method in Python. Not sure. Abstract
we,
classes
we,
in Python
we
is there. I don't see abstract method.
okay, at the rate abstract classes we use.
Yeah, that is there. I don't see that. Abstract classes I can see. Base class. These are all abstract methods. It is just giving doing pass.
Okay, it is just doing pass.
Okay, now you come and see this one, no, triangle. Then you are writing that, the definition. That's why you are overriding that. I don't see abstract method right here. No, nothing is there actually with abstract. I'm also not sure. You can see only that base and things. If you are
Okay,
relating it with Java, it may not be there
okay, okay. So we
because
have
in
only
Java it is
yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
static and class method. Yeah,
we have only two annotation like decorators at the rate static
yeah,
method
correct.
and at
Yeah,
the rate okay, only two built-in decorators.
yeah. See here, abstract method. Something is there. Okay, so what is this? I don't know. ABC import ABC dot abstract method also looks like it is there. What is this ABC? I don't know.
Yeah, ABC is the package name. So we are using import ABC and we are
Hmm.
using at the rate ABC dot abstract method.
Yeah. Okay. It is a package. It is there. Okay. Yeah. Correct. I think abstract method
Yeah.
is there, but I have not.
Mhm.
I'm not very familiar, so we can go to this class method, then abstract class.
Yeah, we need to import one package.
Yeah. An
Suppose
abstract
ABC,
method is an okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
ABC is the package, and then we can use at the rate ABC dot abstract method.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it,
You
yeah,
can.
it is not very commonly used.
Yeah. It is not necessary because here also you are giving pass.
And then we define the method name
Ah.
and then pass.
Yeah. So then there is no point here. I am seeing. It is.
Mhm.
I don't see a big thing. You are without that also. We are doing it in the previous example. No. Here
Yeah, without that also we can do
we
that.
are
Correct.
doing it. We are doing it. Right now.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Correct.
think it is to specify that it's an abstract method. You are using it. I think as more readability will be there.
Yeah, readable because by seeing only we can see that
Yeah, we
okay,
can see. Correct.
area method is a abstract method
Hmm.
for now,
Yeah,
which we need to override it later,
yeah,
and which
correct.
we have done it in the rectangle class.
Yeah, it is there. No, we are doing it. So I don't see any use case, but yeah, maybe if there is some interview question, then maybe you have to little dig little deeper. I don't see an use case here. It is not even I have not come across. Even though we have done this abstract class and all we have done, no, I have not seen that it is using actually.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Vinay.
Okay. No
Thank,
problem.
thanks, sir.